Bam! I'd planned on moving the crane that night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. Alright, and here I thought this was the big break we've been waiting for. Now that the defense sophistry is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of the third floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then ball cart was used to move it to the stage. See, I've been paying attention. Well done, your baldness. Now consider this. The accused was cited dragging that mat, ergo, it was she who moved the body. Ooh. Well, I think you were on the right track, Athena. You do? Yeah, Juniper remains the prime suspect. We assume the body was moved per script. So as a defense, you have to figure out how else the body could have been moved. But was he telling me to think of another way besides the crane? Miss Sars, if you have a counter-argument, this court would have to love to hear it. And if you don't, it's time for the verdict. Isn't that correct, your baldness?
Objection!
No, not yet! All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like it was in the script, right? Well, that would show that the man had nothing to do with this case. There's a sword of great renown that cuts down sophisticated lawyers. Its name is evidence. You don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena. You can do it. What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's a weird mix of terror and creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Someone could have easily used that thing. The flag. Oh yes, of course. Besides, the court would like to see what you have for us. All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of possibility.
Take that!
The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together. Might I propose an idea? It might do you well to tie your lips together lest you further expose your ignorance. Oh, Simon thought that was funny. This isn't exactly the time for black... What? Prosecutor Blackwell? What? Black comedy? Anyway, the court will call the wire on which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed a student to run or reel in the school banner from the art room. The body could easily have been lowered down to the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Uh-oh. Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body surely would have fallen. Yet there are no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection!
Oh, we got him now, boy! Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that. I'm sure that's exactly what he thought. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the bottom part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think this one could have carried? Well, go on, please explain. The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and set down to the wire. The body would have been down on that stage in a flash, and there'd be no need for a mat. Ooh. Let's see if Black will get mad. I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying?
Objection!
I've no patience for you and your cheap parlor tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing that absurd high wire act. If you have any actual objection, then just come out and say it. I trust you recall the bloodstains left on the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have to be via the window above the quad, the one with the winch. However, the bloodstained pottery was next to the window above the maintenance area. Ergo, the wire and banner had not at all to do with this case. Oh! The blood-stained pottery? I remember that. This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the Matt theory if you don't do something. Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than a circus act. Blood at all. At first we thought it was red glaze, but it turned out to be blood. But what if we go back to the time when it was just red glaze by all accounts?
Objection!
But the police have clearly identified it as blood. Are you kidding me? I didn't know we knew it was exactly blood. Maybe it's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood on the pottery came from? Shame on you, Sykes, don't know. Have a little more respect for the constabulary. Fulbright! Looks like they didn't check it. Ah, don't let it get you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes. Spare me your cheek. We will know not either way till the tests are done. Or run. True, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can. Your baldness. I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed this instant. Of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back. Oh my, that was quick. We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please let it be someone else's. It seems the blood was not from the victim. What? Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor. Score! Yeah! We got him now! Cuff! Cuff, cuff, cuff! Don't worry, Junie, just try to relax.
Hugh's hands. His hands were dripping with blood.
It's from his hand accident, correct? Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness's left hand has suffered a serious injury. He sustained the wound in a struggle with the victim, and his blood got on the pottery. Then Junie saw his blood-stained hands as they passed each other in the first floor hall. It's the only explanation that covers everything. They'll find a way around it.
Objection!
There is but one way now to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dono, for it is she who forces me to expose your secret. Fine, whatever. Wow, how much dirt does he have on Hugh? The court will observe the odd-looking envelope. It was inside this that Miriam's Scuttlebutt script was found. Miss Scuttlebutt's? But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope is the one that contained her script? Did he cut himself on it? Oh, there's a blade. Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy had hidden this from us all. Let's see here. My word, talk about the world's most painful paper cut. Indeed, you can clearly see that this envelope is not opened correctly. A powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forward, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand. The only one who had been told of the correct way to open it was Constance Corte. You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission, and you'll wish you hadn't. Yikes! Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that. The blood on the blade is the witnesses. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script. And paid for his foolishness. Ouch! This guy's the worst genius I've ever seen! Don't worry, Athena. The wound isn't that deep. We've still got the wire theory. Yeah, I've got it. Since the blood by the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there is no longer any basis for denying the body was moved through the wire and banner. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. You call yourself a lawyer? Heh, don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking? Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out. Heh, and you? How can you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten the two statues that were on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down that wire would have crashed into them. Care to explain that away? Why, I believe he's right. The statues and the wire are extremely close together. Ugh! So the body would have collided with the statues. What if they did collide? Wait, that's it! Speaking of those statues, we still don't know how they were broken. But if we assume the body crashed into them... that would also explain that loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room. Oh, now that you mention it, you and Mr. Wright went out to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. How very interesting. But may I ask just one question? When was it that you heard said sound? It was a little after the mock trial had started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored to tears there in the waiting room when... ah! Yep, they were all there. Precisely. If that sound you heard did happen while the body was being moved, that would place it during the mock trial. Oof! Which means the body wouldn't have been there before the mock trial started. I saw the body. Wait a second. Hold on a second.